Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 8 of the Night Thorns. So, we are one man down at the start today, but we are kicking off. Last session, our intrepid heroes went down into the crypt of an ancient red scorpion general and did all sorts of fun shenanigans involving poltergeists and other ghostly apparitions. Then they returned back to their tower, their home away from home in Ravensbridge, and they were just about to have themselves a little hullabaloo with some internal party politics when we called it. So we will start off from there. But first, we are going to do a recap of last session, starting with Leopold.
Okay. We started the session in a trap-infested catacomb. There was a short discussion about whether or not we were going to look for valuables in the tombs. That they said no. A lot of the traps were actually rusted or crumbled into dust because of age. The marble that the sarcophagi were made of was found to be something from the shattered continent of the First Age long ago. There were markings on it, as mentioned, to the Red Scorpions, who were associated with Arlo once upon a time. We came across a spider. Edemir made friends with it. The rest of us stayed the hell out of sight because they didn't really seem to like us. We went back down the other path. Most of the party cleared a big pitfall. We had a big fight. Preacher ended up unconscious. We beat the bad guys. Found a poltergeist. He was making lots of big claims that turned out not to be true. Leopold was knocked unconscious and nearly died. And at that point, I will turn it over to Mado.
Yes, we entered this crypt, and as Leopold mentioned, there was a lot of traps, but most of them were rusted. One pitfall trap that had been activated. All of us except Leopold cleared it. He found out that the sudden stop at the end hurts. We fought some skeletal knights on their skeletal mounts. Some more of the Chiron race. And then we had a poltergeist come out trying to talk about going into one of the bodies of one of the Ash Covenant that was scattered dead all around this room. We ended up fighting her. She was an undead anyhow, so who knows what she would have done if she would have taken into one of these bodies. We then had a apparition appear. I started talking with it since I understood the language. He told us about this hag, the poltergeist, who more or less was his protector, supposedly, and she's just trying to get rid of her. Drank poison and died in the crypt to protect the Lord's belongings, which he gave to the party. He then helped us get out, avoiding more or less almost like teleporting us out. And there we head up to the tower. We had some rest. I had a little talk with Cal up on the top. We'll send it over to you, Cal.
Yeah. So the doorway after the pit that one of us fall down was rather small, so we had trouble getting into fighting positions, which made pretty clear that we are a new team and not quite used to how to fight together yet. Yeah, I'm really glad. Cal was really glad that we skipped the spider fight because there were a lot of spiders, and yeah, everything else was already said, I think. Zara.
I don't think anyone mentioned that one of the things that we got from the ghost who appeared after we defeated the poltergeist was a magical red-bladed bastard sword named Linhog with some pretty neat, unique properties on it, and some robes that also came from the Red Scorpion era. So stuff from when the gods killed the other gods and ascended to the heavens. Other than that, everyone pretty much covered everything. We did find a note on one of the bodies, and the Ashen Coven is attempting to gather the remains of 3 of the ancient generals and use them for something nefarious. Break the chains of Our Lady is what they said. But we'll see what happens whenever we thwart some more plans of the enemies or fail to thwart some plans. Edamir.
Yeah, I think everything's been covered. I made some spider friends. They're really cute. They gave me a lucerne hammer. Nice people. And killed some ghosts. Who hasn't gone yet?
Me and Yodi.
Yodi.
Yes. There was many traps to be dusted by. A pitfall to jump over, for some of us anyhow. I was really dreading making that roll. Very glad that that went well because that fall that kind of just messed Leo up really killed me. And so, we slayed all the things, explored the tomb. It was a pretty spicy fight, honestly, in the little corridor of doom. And then we went home for a little bit of drama and a little bit of tea and biscuits and things, and I think that's pretty much it. So I'll throw it to Marisol.
Yeah, I was the one that got Leopold out of the hole again. Other than that, I think most things have been said. But yeah, we were sitting back home. I think both Leo and myself just went and face planted the beds after being healed up, and that's where we're at. Back to you, Sugar.
Yeah. So you've had yourselves a night of rest in the tower after the fight. You did come in. You were most of you were either injured, exhausted, sickened, dying, terrified, or all of the above. So everybody's had themselves a good night's rest, and Marisol, not having had the stuffing beaten out of her, the first one to awaken, coming into your pause and your recreation area, where you eat and rest and cook and all that. You can see Preacher standing there with his hands up, kind of the way he's been meditating, but something seems to be wrong. He doesn't react when you enter the room, and in both of his eyes there are just kind of red spirals, a red light going in a circle.
Preacher? Hello? I'm waving my hand in front of his head. Not getting any response, I will go make black bean brew.
Yeah, there is a message in a language you don't understand, but it's obviously not Preacher's voice.
Okay then, interesting. Oh well. Coffee.
And the next one in is Calazir.
Good morning.
Morning. Cal looks grumpy as ever, but also with a hint of determination in her eyes, looking around to see who's awake. What's with Preacher?
I don't know, and I don't understand the note that is pinned to him, and he doesn't respond. Black bean brew?
Yes.
I hand her a mug.
You know when the others here?
When they wake up, I assume.
I have to say things.
Okay. You want me to go wake them up, or do you just... Or should we just wait for them? I was thinking about starting breakfast.
We wait, but before we head out.
Understood. I'm gonna start making breakfast now that I've emptied my first mug of coffee.
Gotcha. Doesn't take long when breakfast is started and people start smelling cooked ham and eggs and beans and fresh rolls being warmed up before the rest of the gang joins at the table. So half an hour later, everyone's there, and except for Mador, who's outside.
This is excellent. Thank you, Marisol. Oh, excuse me.
There you go. I hope it's tasty.
You'd think if I push the Tin Man over, will he wake up?
Don't
Probably
do
not.
it.
Yodi will take this bet.
Nobody pushes Preacher over. Leave him alone.
He isn't just non-living. He's a friend.
I mean, it'd kind of be funny.
It will
Just
cause
a
him
little
no harm.
How do you know?
I have seen
He's made of metal.
I have seen this one take many hits from many things. Falling to the floor, not a problem.
Still, leave him alone.
Yeah. We
Come,
don't-
eat your breakfast.
Your loss would have been a good time. And he begins to crunch angrily on bacon.
You are not the leader. And Preacher is not to be taken advantage of. He, and she points to Leopold, is supposed to be leader. But she, pointing now to Marisol, is acting like one. That's not right.
So we have two leaders. What's wrong with that?
I think you are confused about the nature of this party. I have signed no contract. I have done nothing that would make me quibby to any ruler or leader or any of these things. If Yodi would like to push the robot over, Yodi will do this.
I thought we were all equal.
Is there a power struggle Yodi does not know about?
Not as far as I am aware. No one else has asked to be leader. If someone else wants the job, we can talk about it.
It just has to be clear who it is. We have confusion in battle, like stepping in front of the shield that's supposed to protect. And he, pointing to Preacher is not a pack muley. He is strong, but he is part of this group, not just additional.
I agree.
I agree, but didn't he say that he likes to carry heavy stuff?
And did he not take the magical bag of carry everything?
I would not stop Preacher if he wished to carry things, Cal, but we are not giving things to him because he is strong or because we wish to take advantage. If he wishes to carry things, then that is good. If he does not wish to carry things, I will not force him to. We will find another way.
Sounds to Iodi like the trio is having trouble with their new lot in life.
Iode, please, let Cal speak.
I think perhaps Cal's not used to this whole anarchy thing where everyone talks about the outcome or the desired outcome and we come to agreements. Must be doing silly dowie things with the dwarf in charge as the eldest dwarf with the most magnificent beard.
This is possible. Cal, as Zara says, we are not military people. There are no definite ranks amongst us. I am leader because I stepped up and said I would talk for the group. If someone else wishes to lead, then perhaps they are better suited to it. Marisol does not wish to. Yeah, I understand your point about we are disorganized in battle. Yeah, there should not be someone stepping in front of you. Yeah, you are the shield. We strike from behind you. Yeah. The last battle, that was a mess. I see no points to disagree with. But what would you like us to do?
Respect. I just want respect, like him not treating us as servants. A very clear, angry look at Iodi. And us being hurt, like Major and me. When we came with our bounty, you didn't listen. You immediately went over to the next one without hearing us out. We are not in the front line to be killed. We want to be respected.
Well, I'm sorry if you felt like we were, but we had the trail of ours, unlike you did.
I think everybody here respects you, but battles are fluid, and sometimes they don't always go how you plan them. You just have to work around it.
I definitely did not plan to meet those ghost riders or whatever they were when I just peeked around the corner.
Especially in a tight corridor.
Iodi is
Particularly
quite
in a tight
sure.
corridor.
Iodi is quite sure when he stepped in front of the shield that this one was in particular trouble, and Iodi may or may not have saved the shield bearer's life. Iodi has no servants. Iodi cannot talk down to anyone. Have you seen how short Iodi is?
Pretty short.
I think the grumpy one is extra grumpy this morning.
This is possible. We all have our troubles. This is the place we come to discuss them. We do not know each other well. In time, this will change. But perhaps we are too disorganized for Kyle. Marisol has good suggestions. She says things and I listen. Yeah?
Then maybe...
Cal, please. If you have a good idea, I will listen. Yeah, perhaps we will do this thing instead of something else. That goes for everyone. Yeah, I do not give commands that I expect to be obeyed. Yeah, everyone here is a free individual. We band together for advantage, yeah? To do things that we could not do alone. Nah, if you have things that you would like us to do instead, a different way of organizing the group, then of course we will listen.
She seems to be a bit in thought, sipping on her coffee. Also, apparently a little bit frustrated about her lacking skills in common.
Would anybody like a mouse? And I pull a mouse out of the magic bag.
No, thank you. You keep it.
Yodi crunches mice.
Toss it to Yodi.
Excellent.
Don't worry, there's a lot in there. I've been storing them. They don't know.
Maybe Iodi does like the fox one.
Well, at least two of us have worked out their differences. This is good.
Anyone want some more rolls? She's pulling out a new tray.
Yeah, I would like fun. If you have a spare.
I have a lot. I toss you a warm roll.
Thank you. And Leo starts cutting it apart and putting butter on it.
Where is our intrepid spearman? You brought his name up in all of this, Cal. Where's he at to have an argument over who should be the leader?
For him, it's not about the leader. And he's outside as every morning.
Yeah, this I expected. Then what is it about Cal? What would Mador like, since he seems not to be able to tell us? You, after all, know him better.
I'm not sure how much I can talk. His past is difficult. And he grew up here in Ravensbridge, the orphanage. It's
real
not
hard life growing up in a city.
It's not a good place.
Sarah, please do not mock. We have things we do not wish to talk about yet. I am
This
sorry,
one?
Cal.
I mean, this does seem like a nice place.
Perhaps. But
for most, but not for him.
I understand. It was hard for him. Yeah, there were bad things happening in the orphanage.
She nods.
But the cage of the past shall keep you from flying forth. It's in the teachings of Coronis.
We do not all read them, Zara. I understand, Cal. Sometimes things that look good on the surface may be rotten and evil underneath.
So do something to change it.
There. The trick is, what would Mador like us to change? That would make a difference to him. Does anyone? Would you be able to suggest something, Carl? More definite leadership, perhaps?
I
That
thought we
would
were all
help.
in agreement that Iodi is the true leader of the party.
He certainly is not.
Oh, then I was mistaken.
Yes, you were.
Eode, why didn't you tell me that you weren't the true leader?
Eode told everyone he is the true leader. Everyone is confused except for us.
Ah, gotcha.
We allow them to make all their own decisions because Eode does not believe in giving orders.
Or because no one pays attention to your orders, Iodi.
Says the man who responded to Eode's statement.
Well, yes, you were speaking. Did you want me to ignore you?
You could. I give you the right to do this.
And I refuse it.
That is also your right.
It is indeed. It is your right to think that you are the leader. It makes you mistaken and deluded, but you have that right.
Deluded? I have made many potions. They are all very pure.
Do you taste them to check?
I will tell you this later.
The reason Mador was in the orphanage, more difficult even, and not mine to tell.
You do not need to worry.
But
For whatever the reason that Mother was in the orphanage, it is his secret, yeah? It is his to tell when he feels comfortable. We will simply assume that. How can I put this? There were some reasons that he needed to be there. A quest from his parents. Some difficulty, whatever the reason was, yeah, he could not go anywhere else. That is all we need to know.
I mean, usually when you're in an orphanage, it's because you don't have parents.
They are lost somewhere. There are many reasons one may be in an orphanage. It is still Mador's secret to tell, and we will respect this.
I'm not really sure that why he was in the orphanage matters, because unless you plan on traveling back into the mists of time and righting the wrongs that bespoke him, it will always be a thing he carries with him.
This is true. What matters is what happened to him while he was there, and what about this group reminds him of it.
But we are not whatever happened to him. And, you should just go take care of it. Maybe it'd make him feel better if he worked it all out with whatever happened there.
Easy to say when you don't know.
Can't offer suggestions if you don't know either.
I know, but it's not on me to tell.
Eode thinks we should get the brooding one then, and he can tell us all his problem.
We can do little if Mador cannot tell us his trouble or what he wishes to see. We can only say that we will do our best. That is all.
Send the leader to go get him.
Very well, Eode. Since you think you are the leader, off you go.
Oh, you would like Eode to fetch Mador, eh?
I would like you to request him to come. Respect.
That is way less fun.
I think the leadership role just got passed.
I do not. I am making a request of a comrade. Yeah, this is how it must be to Mador. Yeah, he thinks we perhaps do not respect him for his strengths. We will show him otherwise.
Eode respects all. Eode will fetch the grumpy one. No, the brooding one. And he kind of shuffles up out of his chair and straightens up. Eode will be right back. And he marches out the front door, looking for Mador.
Yeah, Mador's out in the yard, as usual, working with his polearm. You see a sheen of sweat on him. He's obviously been at it for a while.
Brooding One, you there? I think the Brooding One cannot hear now.
What do you want, wizard?
Ah, you do not like Yodi because he is a wizard. Very nice. The leader would like you to get your ass in there and tell everyone your problem.
Which leader, Marisol or Leopold?
Take your pick, I care not, Drow.
Well, I have an appointment with the Grand Master of the Raven Guard this morning.
Hopefully it will rain for you so they cannot see you cry. And he turns around and walks back in the building.
Well, Iodi, did you ask him respectfully or nicely?
The nicest and most respectful way a wizard can. And he sits down and starts eating again.
Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
You will have to ask the one who hates Iodi for things he cannot change.
But I cast spells too. Does he hate me?
You will have to ask him when he is done sulking in the front yard.
Well, I hope he does not take offense and simply walk away, but it's too late now.
So we just gonna wait here?
I think Leo should go and talk. He is the leader.
I think perhaps you are right. I will go and talk to Mado. Alone. Yeah. Cal, Marisol. Yeah. Please lead the group in talking amongst yourself. Iode, please put yourself in the corner and stay there for a moment. And
I
see.
will do none of this. You are a crazy person.
That is entirely possible. But then I am also the leader, which makes you even crazier than I am.
This is true. I still would not be standing in any corner. Iodi is not of the clutch. You are not his father.
That is fine. That is true. Yeah. But while I lead the group, I am like your elder brother. Mm.
Iodi would like to see the contract where he agreed to this.
You are here, are you not? Very well. Please try not to insult the others.
They did not insult me first. They do not hate me for immutable characteristics. If you would like to tell Iodi you do not like him because he is a dragon, I will insult you as well.
I like you just fine when you're not being overbearing and arrogant.
This is the way.
I will go and talk to Mado. Excuse me. Leo walks outside to find Mado.
Yeah, he's still standing outside draining.
Mado, a word, if you will.
What do you want, Leo?
What do I want? I want many things. I want people not to argue with each other and to get on. I want a group that works together seamlessly without the confusion that has been happening. I also want to get to know what troubles you. I know there are things that you will not speak of yet. I know that there are things that trouble you. And I know that you are discontent. Yeah. I cannot do anything to fix them if you will not tell me.
Well, The leader's finally showing his boots.
I can be leader only as far as people allow me to be. I can give commands from now until the end of the earth, but that does not mean that people will obey. I must lead by asking nicely. We are not military people, Mado. I know that you are perhaps a little more used to this.
I never been in the military.
Perhaps that was the wrong word. More martial, perhaps.
Well, my first question to you, Leo. Are we a bunch of bounty hunters or a mercenary unit?
As far as I am concerned, Mado, for the moment we are a bunch of bounty hunters. We may become a truer mercenary unit in time, but for now, we do not know each other well enough to rely on each other as a more formal mercenary group would.
So you believe the gold is what leads this group? Or is that the dragon talking to you?
I believe that we all want the gold, Mado. We may all have other motives as well. Let me tell you a little of my motives. I got into this not strictly for the gold. I got into this to protect people from the bad things. Yeah, demons, hags, the undead. Yeah. The money is something that we need to survive. That is my motivation. I cannot speak for the others. Yeah. Glory is of less interest to me than stopping people being preyed on. Now, I do not know what your motives are. But I can see that you have definite complaints. Yeah, so continue.
Not so much as complaints.
Concerns, then? Please, speak of them.
First question: who is the real leader, you or Marisol?
I am. Marisol,
Really?
yes.
Really?
Yes, Mado. Marisol may have a good idea. Cal may have a good idea. You may have a good idea. Yeah. Being leader means taking the best course of action in your opinion. Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. But so far with this one bounty we're looking at, you've almost killed most of the party. We're not ready for what we are facing. We should have started with the smaller and worked our way up.
Perhaps you are right. But it was the bounty that we had a trail for, not necessarily the easy one. And how
I
would we
understand.
find out? How would we find out if it was easy or not? We would have to investigate it, and perhaps it would lead to as great a threat or even greater.
Well, if you listen to the Druid friends, we got to kill all undeads. They're abominations, according to him. What if I'm an abomination?
I would tell Edemir to shut his trap if he said such a thing. You are very clearly not an abomination, Mother.
How do you know that?
I may not call you my friend at the moment, but I have seen you do good things. Yeah? No one that does good things can be entirely evil. I have seen no evil intent in your actions, Mother. Until that time, I believe you are good.
Then don't bring me to the orphanage because I will probably get executed.
Cal mentions the orphanage. Yeah. Now, I may not know what happened to you there, but then I have my own secrets from my childhood. Rest assured, if the orphanage is a place of suffering or torment for you, we will not make you go there.
So you had a childhood. But what was that like?
Do you want to know?
I'm very
Really?
curious.
Fair
Since I really never had a childhood.
Very well, I shall tell you of my childhood. Once upon a time, I was the child of a nobleman. Materially, I had everything that I could want. Yeah. Emotionally, I had nothing. My parents were cold, unfeeling, and dismissive. On my 15th birthday, they said to me that now was the time they would tell me of the great future that they had always told me about but never revealed. Would you like to know what it was?
Curious.
It was to be dragged, half dressed, into the family dining room and sacrificed to a demon lord.
That is interesting.
I had nightmares from that night. It was also where I swore that I would fight against the evil that is around us.
But you
I
may be
believe
your own evil yourself.
this is possible. And thus I seek out others that I feel to be good, so that if this happens to me, they may end the threat.
Of you may be curious. Let me give you a little bit of my past. What past I can remember, let's say.
I will listen gladly.
From what I recall, my father was a very powerful wizard. We had a mansion, I believe. I don't know where. I don't remember where. I never went outside the mansion because he always conjured friends up for me or tutors for me. I don't even know if I had a mother. Maybe I'm one of his conjured constructs. Approximately around 8 years old, I was to be given to the Fays for a favor for what my father had asked. A group of adventurers bursted in, killed my father, killed all the Fays, and dropped me off at the orphanage.
This is very curious. A group of adventurers rescued me from being sacrificed as well. They destroyed my home and killed my parents and the demon lord. I remember only fleeting details about them, apart from a flying ship.
Well, needless to say, the sisters at the orphanage do not like non-human children.
Ah, I understand. They reacted with prejudice against you?
I don't know if you'd call it prejudice, but as our ward that we had rescued, the young lady, mentioned more than one occasion, something to do with my evil eyes. Well, the sisters didn't quite like that neither, so anytime something was done wrong, I was usually to blame, and I have the scars on the back to show it.
I understand. You suffered significant abuse. Personally, I
Oh,
do not think your eyes are evil. Yeah, they see into the dark. They may be a curious color, but that is all.
so you mentioned a couple times to go to the orphanage. I wouldn't hesitate to drive one of those sisters through with my glaive for the anguish that they put me through.
Hmm. I must admit,
I'm not
cannot
even sure if
understand.
the Mother Superior was aware of this. And every time the Lord sent an inspection, I was chained downstairs in a room with the other non-humans.
So it was not just you, it was all the non-human children that were chained out of sight, yeah?
Correct.
Yes, I cannot say that I'd like this either.
Preacher and Cal are the first ones that accepted me as I am. We fight well together.
Well, I can do no less, mother. I do not see evil in you. You are a fine fighter. Tell me.
Or cannon fodder.
No. None of us are cannon fodder. None of us are disposable. If I was going to make someone disposable first, it would be myself.
I had a nice chat with Cal. I'm actually thinking of going to the Grand Master of the Raven Guard and request to become an apprentice. Which probably won't happen because I don't have any type of royalty or nobility background that I know of. I don't even know where I'm actually from. I grew up mostly here. Or even if I had a mother, who knows? My father was human, is all I know.
Well, is something you feel you must do? Then I wish you well. But I would prefer you to stay. You are an invaluable part of this group. Yeah, you have proved that more than once. All I can say is that I will work on providing firmer leadership, but I have not the what is the word? I have not the training or the instinct for battle that you and Kyle have. All I can do is ask advice.
Well, ask Marisol. Marisol doesn't believe Cal would make a leader. I think she'd make a better leader than what she would be. But again, she has her own concerns and her own goal, which I hopefully will help to for her to complete it. But that is again that is for her tale, not mine to tell.
Yeah, I do not wish you to tell tales. I wish only to speak to you about what you wish from the group.
One thing, keep that wizard away from me.
Then we can ask EOD to stay away from you.
He won't.
I sincerely doubt it. The people.
Secondly, I
They do
want
not
you to
know
listen
what-
more. Secondly, I want you to listen more to your other companions.
Then speak up.
We have spoken up, but Marisol has stifled that for her 1,600 gold bounty. Maybe we should have gone for the lower ones to work up to, and maybe all three of these bounties we have are actually converge. You've seen what we fought so far.
I have. And I saw my arrows go into the skeleton and do absolutely nothing.
Also, maybe you should come out here and do some more training. You should have been able to make that jump over the pit.
Perhaps I should. Yeah. Perhaps I should have backed up and made a running start rather than try and jump from place.
That is my own concern. I want people to be respected more than what I see through most of the current people. I know I was been disrespectful. Not disrespectful, but I have not been treated in my family, my life. I don't wish that on people, and I do wish we could go out and stop these other traders, these slavers, from doing what they're doing, which I thought that what we were supposed to be doing instead of chasing all these bounties. We were supposed to be going from town to town, I thought.
The money is important to some of us. At the very least, it allows us to buy better equipment as we become better at using them. Some things, they have fallen into our hands. Other things we must go and buy. The money, as long as we have food in our bellies and wine or water to keep us from being thirsty, it is maybe a way of keeping score, but nothing else. I will make greater efforts to make you feel listened to, if you wish to stay. I cannot promise that I will take your advice.
I would never ask that of anybody, or any one person.
Then that is understood. We took the bounties that we had because it was the most. Again, my language fails me. It was the easiest available one that we had a lead for. I trust I do not have to explain why we do things, and in what order we do them. Rest assured, no one's quest is any more important than anyone else's. If we got a bounty to go and burn the orphanage for 1,000 gold, and one to hunt down something important to Cal for 500.
Actually, it was 1,000 gold, so you didn't even hear that.
If the bounty for Cal, was something personally important to her, then how can I say this? We had no lead to follow it up, but I remember how much it was for. They are all important, Mado. No one's concerns are any more important than anybody else's.
I will follow your cues, but remember, I'm not one that supported you as a leader. If you recall, I said nothing.
I do recall.
And we shall see where it goes, but I do have my options.
That is of course unto you. I have said what I can say. I will do my best as leader. If you do not believe in me, then you must do what you must. I will not coddle anyone, Mado.
If you want us to believe in you as a leader, prove it. And I'll leave it at that. Now I'm hungry. I need some breakfast.
There is breakfast in the tower. Go and help yourself.
Have you tried talking to the spirits in the tower?
I have not as yet. Have you had any success?
No, I haven't been able. I haven't actually tried to see if I can talk to them. I am curious though.
Perhaps
I'm wondering why this tower stood for so long and in such good shape.
Perhaps these spirits have something to do with it. Or perhaps simply the Knights of Ravensbridge maintain this tower most carefully. I do not know. Perhaps I will try speaking to these spirits before we go anywhere. Perhaps I will find nothing. Go get some breakfast, my
I'm
lord.
sure they will appear if they need to say something.
From inside of the tower, you hear a sound that starts out low, but very quickly becomes very loud, kind of like "Zum." And then you hear Cal's voice go, "Preacher!"
I think our friend Preacher has a vacant. I will be in a moment. You have given me things to think about.
I'll head into the tower and have breakfast.
Right. You see everybody standing around, some of them kind of shaking their heads and trying to clear out their ears from a ringing sound. Around Preacher, whose eyes glow with a greenish light for a moment before he leaves his meditating stance that he's been in while his eyes have been swirling red.
Oh, Peachy, you finally woke up.
Yes. I don't know if something about these ghosts triggered a memory or something, but I've been caught in a battle of old. A very detailed one. I am going to need a few moments to sort it out, but it's something about battlements and a vast fortress I was helping defend. It's strange. Long ago.
So
Do
some of
you
your
require
memories
some
are
sustenance?
returning?
Uh,
Sorry, Marisol.
No, I'm sorry. You go first.
So are some of your memories starting to return?
Possibly. This is definitely one of the strongest I've had yet. Maybe it was just the look I got of them when I saw them. Maybe that triggered something familiar in their armor or weapons and such.
Interesting.
I think so, yes. Marisol, thank you very much, but unless you know automaton engineering and memory rebooting and power crystals, I don't think you can assist at this.
I could give it a crack.
Crack is not the word.
I was merely asking if you want something to eat. I have put up a portion for Mador on the table there.
I don't need sustenance as such, but I can certainly hold on to one of those cups of black bean brew just for the smell of it.
Here you go.
Thank you. So, what has been happening while I've been memory walking?
A lot of brooding.
Breakfast, mostly.
Ioni has been crunching mice. Many things, many things.
Training
Hello?
as usual.
Have we found any new evidence of the residents, the other residents?
I'm sure they're fine. They haven't harmed us, so just leave them be.
I'm pretty sure they are supportive of our actions rather than harming us.
They did not care to join us for breakfast.
How do you know?
This is a point. We will share mice with ghosts, yes?
How would you share breakfast with a ghost?
Very carefully. I have seen ghosts do many things. Absorbing food, not out of the realm of possibility.
Hmm.
I'm guessing it's kind of like sharing it with you. You're telling them it's available and then just eat it yourself.
Interesting. Yes, possibly. Well,
Mm,
Jessica?
no, go ahead.
I was just going to remark upon the fact that it seems I've been having a longer sleep cycle than I usually have.
We couldn't wake you. That was strange.
Well, it's hard to say what is normal and what is not regarding myself, because I have only been awake for the past 5 years, and then I was asleep for a couple of millennia. So yeah, Mother.
Well, maybe you're more injured than what you expected, and the longer sleep cycle helped with the repairing.
Possibly, I did perform a meditative cycles to purge and cleanse. So maybe that was part of it. But it did take a couple of hard beatings. 2 or 3 times I was down yesterday. So yes.
I guess you needed it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you needed it.
Yep.
It's a mighty rude trap having a pitfall and then an ambush right around the corner.
It was ingenious, but I wonder how they got the horses down there.
Well, they were dead, so you know.
Hmm. Did we find any more traces of that servant wraith murderer thing that tried to trick us?
You mean the poltergeist?
Yeah, the one that probably got zapped by the Tower Guardians.
Not since she got zapped by the Tower Guardians.
Would have been nice to know that she's actually gone.
Talking traces, Marisol, you have experience searching for people?
Absolutely. Do you need to find someone?
Yes, but it's been a year.
Well, it's a cold trace, but I could see if I can find their trail, but I would need to be where they were last seen, or somewhere I can pick up the trail from them. That they have been there.
That would be.
Once I get better, I might be able to find them without, but for now I need to be somewhere they've been.
Yeah, that would be my clan. I'm not sure I can go there.
Do you have a picture, or can you describe the person for me? Then I can at least see if I get a feeling for it.
Well, he was a very good crafter. He made this axe.
That's a start. Can you describe him to me?
Yeah, he is a very nice dwarf. He has black hair, broad shoulders. His eyes are gentle. You can see Cal's usually very hardened face soften as she speaks about him.
Marisol just smiles at her when she describes him. Is that enough for me to hunter's mark him, GM?
You would have to go at least the last place Cal saw him, or get some other sort of trace on him. You can't just start tracking him from the room you're in. with the clues you get from having a look at an axe. But it will allow you to at least start making rolls when you visit cities and that sort of thing. But right here, right now, you know what you're looking for, but it's not like you're going to lift your eyes and be like, oh, that coffee mug's been moved. I think he was on the other side of the country 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I will keep a lookout. For now, there is no trace of him. I need to go somewhere he's been, but I will definitely keep a lookout for him. Because I can now that you've described him to me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Zara, Zara, do you know anything about the spirits that have been heard in this tower? Any ideas?
Do I know anything about these spirits with a 17 Chago?
You haven't spent enough time. You've heard rumors of like ancient warriors, especially from the First Empire, because the First Empire itself was so suffused with magic that, well, like things you consider wondrous now, like magical arms and armor and that sort of thing, was more or less standard equipment back during the First Empire. So it could be that there's just so much so much background magic from whoever served in this tower, and that they had such a strong bond that some of it stayed in the tower. You've heard of spirits being actually, friendly and not hostile, but you're a lot more used to spirits being very much enemies, or nefarious, or filled with evil regrets. So the good kind of spirit that you're talking about here would be extremely rare, but not unheard of.
Well, the winds say that it's likely remnants from the first age when magic was used in everything.
Hmm.
There was so much magic back then that just being alive then could bind you to the places that you were familiar with. I don't think we have anything to worry about personally.
That is not what I wanted. I was searching for a way to speak to them. Do you think simply going upstairs and saying hello would get a reaction, or am I simply being silly?
There are rituals to speak to spirits. I don't have access to them, but maybe it's something you could talk to Eoti and find the rituals.
Hmm.
Some gold, a little bit of magic dust, some candles.
We could ask him about it. The spirits concern me. They have done nothing to us so far but be helpful, but it would be nice to know more about them. Perhaps we will speak with the Odi.
That gnome in town that sells all the magic items, he's probably a good person to talk to for the recipes and formulas required to lay down the ritual circles. Those are the kind of shops that usually hold those kind of things. Usually in the back dusty corner, forgotten.
Hmm. This is not my specialty. Would you look into it for me?
I'll think about it.
Then that is all I can ask. I will go and talk to Iodi. I have some things to say to him anyway.
Okay.
Yes, that's me.
We are at the bottom floor, I think, for the breakfast, isn't it?
No, bottom floor is the work area. You're on the third floor, actually.
Okay.
Or second floor. My bad.
In that case, I wish to go out to the front gate to the tower
Mm-hmm.
and take a look with my eyes in both the arcane sense and the using a little bit of occultism to see if there's any kind of etchings or glyphs or something that basically anchors things to the tower.
Ooh, let me check your skills here. You can try to roll occultism, but it's not the main skill that's going to be interesting here. But you could try rolling occultism, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Add that to the fact that I will try and see what's invisible.
Right. Give me an occultism roll, sir.
I will do that, sir.
Right, looking at the not just the tower. Once you open your senses and start looking, all of the ancient stonework from the first age, from the first empire, both the keep of the Raven Guard, the bridge itself, the tower, all of them are inscribed with runes of a type of magic that just isn't understood, and people aren't able to replicate it any longer. It's a magic from a lost age. Yeah, but there is a very the entire city of Ravensbridge is obviously suffused in a low grade of magic, which is why this piece of bridge has stood for millennia without actually falling over due to wind and weather and that sort of thing. The tower itself doesn't stand out from the rest of the keep, although you do get a feeling of kinship and being welcomed when you look at it. Behind the windows, you feel like you can see, but so fast that you're not entirely certain you've seen it. Flickers of people in breastplates and uniforms, sometimes moving past or standing and watching. It's obvious to you there's something going on with that tower, but the spirits and that sort of thing, not really something you were familiar enough with to really be able to say anything about. Except that you can confirm that there's something going on.
Well, I go back and to the third floor then. I head over to Iodi.
Iodi is happily humming as he stirs the cauldron.
Iodi, question.
Yes, constructed one?
Do you know much about the first age sorcery and glyphs and such?
That is a really good question. How much of this do I actually know, Shogbro? I do have a very high occultism and such myself.
You know a fair bit. You being that especially your interest, especially in dragon magic, the ancient, the first empire is probably what you would have looked the most at. Your main problem is that these books are very, very rare, very hard to find, and ludicrously expensive. So you currently have a fair, like, basic, how do you say, general knowledge of the First Empire, but for anything specific, you would have to get the correct type of library or books to actually narrow down the depth of knowledge.
Okay. So Iodi stops stirring and he looks over at Preacher and he's like, well, Iodi has read many books and knows many things, obviously. It would really depend on what Preacher would like to know.
I've been observing the gateway stones into this tower as well as the stones of the building, and it seems that it's suffused with first age magic of some kind. And while I do sense we are not unwelcome, on the contrary, we are very much welcome, and there are spirits about here. I would like to know a little bit more about the magics as such. Have they been chained here like I have been chained in this body? That is a concern of mine.
Well, Iodi can study and look around this place, but most of this knowledge is very rare. Iodi does not get every book Iodi requires, sadly.
I will endeavor to give you more books.
You can point to where you have been seeing these things, though, and Iodi will do his best to confirm whether this is a imprisonment or otherwise.
The gateway to the tower and some of the windows have been showing them as well, but I think I saw the largest concentration of them up on the top floor, wasn't it, Shogi?
The third and fourth floor, yes.
Mm.
Although when you saw them yesterday, that was when you were in your eating area on the second floor.
Okay, they are in the tower.
Yes, Iodi will take some time as we have downtime to take a look around. I am not sure if we are going to discuss politics all day or if we have adventuring to do.
Question. Don't let me disturb you from your stirring. It's getting a little bit thick now.
Iodi puts a finger in the cauldron and pulls out like a blue viscous goo, and he just licks it and he goes, no, this one is almost ready. You will love this.
Yeah, okay. Backing away.
There's a knock on the door on the second floor, and then one of the young squires, maybe 9 years old if you're to hazard a guess, enters the tower.
Yes, young man. May we help you?
I believe Mr. He looks at struggling with it, obviously struggling with his letters on the note.
Mador?
Yeah, yes, Mador. Thanks. He had an appointment with the Grand Master.
Ah, yes. Mador? There is a young man here to see you if you wish to go visit.
Lead on, young man.
Right. Please, sir, follow me. And he leads Mador over and into the keep of the Raven Guard itself. Mador can now hear lots of weapon noise. But entering and seeing the courtyard, he can actually see several of the knights already with heavy packs on their horses, leaving the keep. Albertine is training with Adelhard, the Grand Master, who is very, very obviously going light on her, still beating the ever-loving stuffing out of her, but in a more instructing way than actually honestly trying to kill her. Yeah. He looks up at Mador, parries the strike from her without actually looking, and quickly disarms her. For he nods to her and you go rest, young lady. I will speak with our companion here. And he nods at Mador and walks over into one of the offices. Please follow me.
Yes, sir.
Walking in, he places the training sword on a hanger, just kind of hangs it by the handle on 2 hooks. Walks over to a wooden chair by a table, and then offers the other chair to Mador. Got to be a bit conscious about my hand gestures. Offers the other chair to Mador. There we are. And then offers him a glass of water in a silver chalice.
Well, first it seems like your knights are ready to head out forth again.
Yes, it is concerning, but there have been several dozen letters coming in the last few days from villages and townships being plagued by raids from orcs, hobgoblins, monsters, all sorts of feints and harassment, I believe, to pull as many knights as possible out of Ravensbridge. We of course can do nothing except react to this. But we will be left with very few knights inside of Ravensbridge proper again. Will it fall to the city guard and any mercenaries the lord and lady decide to hire to do the main protection of the city? Although, of course, a small cadre of knights will still be left here. Speaking of knights, I understand you wish to talk to me.
Yes, I've been thinking about myself and where I want to go.
Very well. And wanting to speak to me, I assume you have a motivation for this as well.
Yes, I've been thinking of possibly leaving the group and become one of your apprentices or squires. You need the help in here, and I really do enjoy fighting with your sergeants.
He sits back, brings out a cigar, offers one to Malor.
I'll kindly decline.
Well, you may not be aware of this, or you may. The Raven Guard of Ravensbridge are not a noble order. We have a noble patron in the form of the Lord and Lady of Ravensbridge, but nobility itself is no requirement to join. That being said, most who come to us are foundlings who start training at the age of 6, ready for their squire spurs at 14. That being said, you're not an old man, and you have shown great fortitude, great potential fighting with the Raven Guard. I believe I would be doing you and Golden Glens itself a disservice if I bound you to the city as it is now in this time. I believe the fates are rolling the dice for Golden Glens. And it seems you and your band, having met Albertine, have a place to play in that story, although I do not yet know what. But I would be a fool to turn down your offer of aid as well.
We have been aiding you quite a bit, and I believe what we're doing now is also aiding toward the Raven Guards as it is.
In this case, let me ask you, Mador, do you follow any of the gods above the others?
I'm checking my notes. I follow one, but I can't find it.
It's fine if you have not fully devoted yourself to only one of the gods. Very few do. What I wish to...
Oh, Arwan? Arwan is who I...
Aran. Yeah.
Arwan, yes.
What I would wish to offer you is not as such a full knighthood. It would be a discourtesy to all the knights who have spent years and years of training to simply give you knightly spurs the day after I meet you. And I do not want to offer you a sergeantship. The adults who join us spend 8 to 10 years as sergeants. Those who found worthy then can go forwards towards the trials of knighthood. But again, that would bind you to Ravensbridge in a way that I think would be contrary to what fate has in store for you. However, there is always it is an old tradition, not much used anymore, but the journey of errantry. It will sound very simple. Trust me, it is not. But I believe it would align with the path the fates have laid out for you. If you choose to undertake the journey of errantry, you will, when it comes to the laws of Goldenglens, have sworn an oath to the Raven God, precluding you from joining any other knightly order should you wish so, until you have come back and been released from your oath.
So it's a kind of a contract.
A contract, an associateship, apprenticeship. There's not a good word for it. However, you would be you would be an aspirant for the Raven God, but you would be free during your aspirantship to take your own choices, travel where it is suitable for you to go. You would not be bound by the order to follow orders or stay in Ravensbridge.
Nothing personal about Ravensbridge, but I do have some bad feelings of Raven. Well, not so much as Ravenbridge, but the orphanage itself. So I could still continue with the group I'm currently a member of.
Yes, Sergeant Mignard came from the same orphanage as you, and has told me some of your, well, what he could observe when he was there. It takes mental fortitude and strength of spirit to make something of yourself after such an experience. There are 3 parts you would have to do to fulfill your travel of errantry. 3 difficult tasks. The first one, which sounds simple, but is decidedly one of the more difficult jobs, is to go to the Black Abbey, where you must undergo a ritual of dedication and purification. The Black Abbey lies far up in one of the few mountains in Golden Glens, close to the Valley of Jagged Teeth, where both orcs, trolls, giants, and other threats could and probably will be what you face. The second task would be to slay a mighty opponent. At the very least, a giant, a lesser demon, something of that nature. The mightier the opponent, the more companions you would be able to bring into battle, of course, but a simple brigand chief or minor orc warlord would not be enough. It has to be an opponent of renown, something that would prove to the other knights that you are worthy of being accepted into the Brotherhood. And the third, a difficult and dangerous task, indeed, would be you must retrieve a relic of the Raven Guard that has been lost. To prove your dedication and worth to the brothers of the Brotherhood. And sisters. We are in modern times now.
So I recall the sergeant who helped heal us after the fight with the undeads in the garden.
I think you cut out in the middle of your sentence there with the mic.
Oh, sorry about that. I said I am aware of that because the sergeant that helped heal us in the fight in the garden with the undeads.
Yes. So you must be aware this is not a task that will take you a week or a month. It is a task expected to take years, mostly because, well, a lost Raven God relic wouldn't be very lost if we knew what it was, now would it?
True.
However, I believe traveling with your companions, adventurers have a tendency to stumble over the weirdest things. However, if you choose to accept, Albertine needs to travel to the Black Abbey herself. The sooner the better. Not just to undergo her ritual of cleansing, but also because I believe the dark forces threatening us are trying to pull as many Raven Guard as possible out of Ravensbridge to weaken us enough that they can attack. And hopefully, well, for them, hopefully slay her before she comes into her full power as a champion of Geb. As such, I would like for your band, if you are for hire currently, to escort her to the Black Abbey and leave her there for her training. Her spiritual journey will undoubtedly take more time than yours. A regular knight spends maybe a week at the Abbey, while champions can spend months before they are done with their spiritual visions and journeys.
And this will probably take her out of danger if anything happens in here, but put her in more danger where she'll be out in the field with us.
True, it would put her in more danger. It is the lot of a champion to shoulder the danger of the forces of evil for themselves. We cannot allow her currently being a target for the forces of evil to stay in Ravensbridge. It would be ethically wrong to put all of the villagers and citizens of Ravensbridge in danger. However, if you are willing to take this job, I will send out 2 patrols of knights at the same time as you, but through a different route. Both of them with current members of the female persuasion that are members of the knighthood, dressed as her, so that we can hopefully throw her pursuers off your trail and give you the benefit of stealth and concealment when you travel.
Would she be willing to go with us? She's commented more than once about my evil-looking eyes, which I have heard that forever. Though from what I can see with her sparring with you, she has improved in her fighting capabilities.
Well, I am afraid, my friend, that even though your heart is noble and true, and this is obvious to me and those around you, many of the villagers from the remote villages have never seen a night elf or a drow elf or a shadow elf, whatever regional dialect you wish to call it, personally, and not exactly being worldly travelers. They find anybody that looks slightly different from them to look terrifying.
True.
Also, I believe young Albertine has, from my talks with her, she has much faith in everyone in your group, including you, after seeing you beat back the forces of undeath and various other orcs and goblins over the last 2 weeks. She speaks very highly of your tiny dragon man.
I'll have to hold my comment on that, Grandmaster. Unfortunately, well, to be brief, my father was a powerful wizard. Things happened in the past, which led me to the orphanage. I really don't trust wizards. That's something that can overcome eventually if the person shows and proves to me that he's just not for himself.
Well, young Mador, it will be a journey for you. However, remember that even knights can turn to the forces of evil. Wizards, well, they're just a different type of knight, aren't they? We even have wizards as part of our order. Somebody given more power and as such more responsibility than the average farmer. How they deal with it is, well, not always commendable.
I do have no issues with taking that Aberdeen with us, but that would have to be up to our leader, Leopold. I'm not a leader. He should be the one that makes that decision. Though it is, for both of our sakes, a journey I will be willing to take.
Well, I am glad that you are considering it. And then he looks over as a raven with a note on its like lands in his windowsill. And it seems business is catching up with me, although I would have wished to share a meal with you. It will have to wait. Please take this to your leader, but be aware that I will need an answer before nightfall.
I will put my life on the line itself, and I will take on the responsibility, and I'll escort her there with the note.
Excellent. Please come see me once you have conferred with the rest of your band of adventurous souls.
I shall be back shortly.
Yep, and we've been sitting here for 2 hours 20 minutes, so we're gonna take a 10-minute break so that people can do bio, smoke, fix popcorn, or whatever they feel like, and we will be right back.
situation.
All right, we're good.
There we are. We seem to be back live, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent. So we will just park back to Mador, as I assume coming back to the tower of power. There we are.
I take it I have the letter with me too that was given to me, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'll enter the tower.
Seems like at least Preacher and Eodi and Sarah and Edamir are out looking for your ghosties. Carl, Leopold, and Marisol are looking at maps and drinking black bean brew.
Leopold and whoever else is here. I have a request from the Grandmaster.
What is it, Mador?
Well, it's a twofold quest. One for me and one for the young lady we've been protecting.
Yeah.
They would like us to escort her to the Black Abbey for her continuous training as a champion.
I do not know where this Black Abbey is, but we can find it on a map, I assume.
He told me, he did tell me where it was, didn't he, Shago? I just forgot.
It is actually on the map they're studying, because the map you guys are studying is Ravengard issue. You wouldn't find it on a regular map.
Okay, I'll look at it and point it out.
Thank you. So, they wish us to escort her here. I do not see a reason why not.
It's like a threefold thing, because they're also going to be sending, the knights are heading out because of orc and hobgoblin raids around the towns again. So there's very little people in the Citadel again. They're going to be sending out 2 other units of knights with the lady dressed like Aberdeen to hopefully throw off any tracker where we can get a little head out of the city without prying eyes.
I see. So the Grandmaster does not feel that Albertine will be safe here, and wishes us to escort her somewhere where she may be safer.
But not so much safer, it's just to further her training as a champion. She's come a long way here, but from what I understand, she'll be spending months up at the Abbey training.
Yeah, for both really. I see no reason why not. Anyone? Cal, Marisol?
He would like our answer before the end of the day, and I told him I would get back to him as soon as I could.
I assume we will have an answer for him within the hour, Mador.
It's kind of what I hinted to him.
Steep Mountain looks safer than what was here. I mean, security was easily breached.
Yes.
Not necessarily easily, but it was. Yeah. But definitely, if we can help her more, I like her.
I've seen her training. She's improved greatly from when she first started.
This is good.
And she does speak highly of this group.
Particularly Eodi, I imagine. Well, the visit is the visit.
I don't recall her saying that, but
I merely remember her being closer to Eodi than the rest of us, Mador.
I'm the one with the evil eyes, that's right.
Yeah, I have already said I do not believe that. Is the Grandmaster waiting for you personally to return the answer, or was he expecting it from me?
I don't think he actually mentioned anything. If I go there, it's part of my training, I guess, to put it.
That is the bit you have not said anything about, Mother. Would you care to tell us?
How did he put it? I have a 3-step thing that I have to do. And one of the first steps is to go to the Black Abbey and spend a week there. And since we got to bring the champion there anyhow, it's in the same general direction as I'm going. I'm not tied to Ravenbridge or the Raven Gods yet.
So you are not bound to the Raven Guard's orders, but they have given you a quest for membership, perhaps?
So I will become a Raven Guard Knight. It's a long process.
So you are leaving then?
No, I'm not tied, as he said, no, I'm not tied to Ravenbridge or the Citadel. I go where I have my I have my 3 goals I have to complete. It takes time. It could take years. Who knows? I have quite a few years on me anyhow before I really worry about dying of old age. And we are no, this is one of the first step is to me to go to the Abbey for purification, making sure the heart is sound or stout or no evil, I guess is the way to put it. And that's a step 1. It is a long process.
So this is a long-term quest.
And I can go with whoever I want to go with.
So you're staying with us?
For the time being. And Aberdeen needs to get to where she has to go. And we have protected her quite a bit. So I guess that's why the Grand Master feels that we be the people suited to escort her to the Black Abbey. Dark Abbey. Black Abbey?
Black Abbey, I think you said, Mother. Well, I have no problem with this. We have protected Albertine before. I see no reason why we should not continue. Anyone else?
She has improved with her fighting. I have watched her.
And I mean, northeast is roughly the direction of some bounties as well, right?
Absolutely. I see no reason why we shouldn't. Besides, as I said, I like Albertine. I will help her.
Yeah. We have bounties in that direction, and we can certainly look for further trails while we escort Albertine to this Black Abbey. Mother? It is up to you. If
The
you
Grand
wish-
Master thinks that they're drawing the knights away, so they do leave this area unprotected. So our best bet is to sneak her out while the decoys go in a different direction to the same destination, but still a different direction. So maybe the eyes won't be following us and we'll be well on the trail before they actually caught on to the ruse.
Fingers crossed, but based on our previous history with her, they will find us.
I very much fear so. We will, of course, disguise her as best as we can. But, yeah, this may be a perilous journey, and we will all have to be on our guard. Mother, it is up to you if you wish to send our answer to the Grand Master, or whether I can take it myself if you wish.
I can deliver the message.
Please tell him that he accepts then.
Shouldn't we ask the others first if they want to come?
It depends on how long they are going to be. The Grand Master wishes an answer quickly.
We have until nightfall. I think we can spare 10 minutes to find the others and ask them whether or not they want to join.
This has to be a party decision, Leo.
You are both correct. Snap decisions. I am prone to them. Please forgive me. We will, of course, wait and ask the others, but as far as we four are concerned, this is something we will do.
Then let's go seek out the others. I will track down the fox, I think.
Yep, he's on the third floor, being held by Preacher, who's kind of lifting him around. They seem to be discussing whether or not they can find something. Right now, they're clearly checking on top of the closets.
Preacher, Ed, a word?
Yes. Still continuing to zoom around a bit and
The Grandmaster of the Raven Guard has a request for us. He wishes us to escort Albertine to a black abbey to the northeast, roughly a week away. We four are in mind to take this contract. We can look for our other bounties on the way. What would you say?
I'll transform back into my humanoid form. Be like, didn't we just bring her here?
The Grandmaster apparently wishes her to go there for further training. She appears to have gone a certain distance and can go no further without visiting the Black Abbey.
What is this Black Abbey?
Some sort of place for dedication to Gab, I think.
if she's safer there, of course.
Well, the forces of the Knights are being drawn from this place. It is possible that she will be more vulnerable here than in the Black Abbey.
I agree.
Well, I'm always down for some adventuring.
Then that makes 6 of us.
Well, then we'll just have to find the mage and the trickster.
I will let you speak to Iodi. You know him better.
I'll speak to Yodi, no worries.
Then I will find Zara.
Yep, they seem unfindable at the moment.
We'll just have to wait then. Well, let's go back to the map and plan a route then.
A moment. Preacher, Adamir, what were you doing up high looking for something?
Our ghostly friends, of course.
Ah, I did not know they were hiding on top of a wardrobe.
Maybe.
Well, more of a point of trying to see every single angle of this construction.
Ah, you think they are bonded with the stones of this place?
As I said, I'm a little bit concerned that they are either held captive or imbued here, similar to myself. In either case, I would like them to have the option of being imbued or not, as this is not a pleasant experience sometimes.
You think perhaps they might be bound here unwillingly?
Probably not. They are friendly.
This is true. If they were here without being willing, I would have thought they would be hostile, but it never hurts to check.
I could try to commune with them, if possibly. Some type of experience, but whether they choose to talk to me, it will be up to their decision.
Well, they did make a noise to you and Cal, and on the hilt of his Cal's armor. Perhaps you would try, Mado. I do not think they will respond if I simply say, "Hello, is there anyone there? We would like to speak to you."
Oh, that's exactly how I was
I
going
haven't
to
tried
try.
that yet.
That's the thing. I was actually going to try and request them to appear and talk to us if they are willing. I don't think they mean any harm to us. They're helpful, maybe a little mischievous, but so are you, Adamir.
Maybe a little. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Ghosty Goose, are you around?
No,
Hello?
a little bit more respectful there, Adamir.
Edamir. Hello, spirits? We would very much like to know you. Would you speak to us?
I think you're muted.
No.
I just rolled an occultism of 23.
Yeah. There's a thump from inside one of the closets.
I open it.
And it seems like the back wall of it has been, well, loosened. You can see a little sliver of the back wall that's not firm yet, or as firmly placed in there as it should be.
I knock. Hello?
As you knock, the wall panel falls out.
Well, I was trying to be nice. I guess since it's open, let's go.
And yeah, the inside of the closet, you see a folded up or rolled together piece of cloth with the handle of a short sword sticking out of it. You think it's got to be a short sword from the length, or something of the length of it anyway. Well, you can see the head is bronze in the form of a wolf's head, the pommel of the sword, and the banner itself seems to be a maroon that it's been folded in. You can see the fastenings of a banner on the outside of it where it's been rolled.
Well, that's interesting.
What did you find?
Who wants to pick it up?
I'll pick it up.
I was just going to offer myself.
Yeah, it's not cool to the touch. Made of a fairly rough canvas, if you were to hazard a guess. But there's no dust or on it. There's some wear and tear. It seems old and well used.
I'll roll it out to see what this banner is.
And the banner itself is it's not the largest type banner. It's the type you would fit on a lance or a long pole arm. In a deep,
like a unit symbol of some sort.
very obviously. So in a deep maroon red, you can see there's a black wolf's head embroidered on it, and some letters and numbers embroidered to the right of it, although none of you can read the language.
"23 in Myths and Legends."
You believe the emblem itself, at least, to be from the Second Empire, when and probably belonging to one of the Imperial units that invaded this continent and ended up killing the false gods.
Eh.
It's probably from the Second Empire.
Interesting. Perhaps they occupied this tower.
The Wolf's emblem is something I've seen before when I watched the Warriors.
Yes, indeed. You're pretty certain the swords they have at their belts have the same pommel. Although this sword is not the stabbing type of short sword you're used to seeing. It's curved with a solid handguard that you could probably use to punch, and thicker and broader towards the point than it is at the base of the blade.
Sort of like a punch dagger of some sort.
No, it's slightly longer than a short sword. This type of weapon has not been in use, regular use, at least not in Golden Glens, for a very long time. But it's a falcata. I will write the name in the chat as well, and at some point maybe Mr. Tolmar will find us a picture to show on stream of it.
It's made for shopping.
It's a clear chopper. That much is obvious. Made of bronze. Also seemingly well worn, but not really touched by age any more than it must have been when it was stowed. Sorry, everyone. I have a very naughty dog around that's looting everything she sees for potential food.
Notice how she's his dog when she does this.
Yeah, I noticed.
Just a bit.
For the banner, maybe we should place it in the tower.
Definitely.
As with a sword, I'm not familiar with that type of weaponry, so
It's a beautiful weapon, though. We should
Oh,
check it
absolutely.
for magic.
Yeah. Perhaps you would take it to Iodi, Marisol?
let me see
I
if
can do that.
I can do anything about that.
Please do, Maro. As for the banner, it feels like it belongs in the tower, but all the same, I think the Grandmaster should know about it.
I'm not familiar how that ability works since it showed up, Shago. But I'm going to use that ability I have, detect magic.
Yeah, both the sword and the banner are magical.
Well then, we should definitely have Iodi take a look at them then.
Yep, you can hear Iodi and Zara now in the floor under you, rummaging about in the kitchen. There we have the picture of a falcata that our fantastic streamer Tolmar is showing us.
Definitely a chopping weapon.
I remember some stories about that kind of weapon. They've been used a lot. Iodi?
I believe that the fox said there would be more mice under here, and he's rummaging through the cupboard.
I'm sure Ed can find you more mice if you ask him nicely.
Don't
What?
worry, they're in the bag. They're in the magic bag.
Oh, excellent.
Speaking of magic, we found these things upstairs.
Oh yeah, thank you, Mr. Ghosty Goose.
The fox is talking to invisible people now, yes?
You know how it is.
We apparently have guests in here, Eodi. They
I
seem
think-
to be friendly.
I think we're the ones that are guests.
We are definitely the guests.
Leopold, before we start
Yes,
going
please.
over these magic items, should we inform Zara and Elodie what has been offered to us, so I can run back to the Grand Master?
Yes, I was just coming to that. Eodi, Zara, the Grandmaster has made a request of us. Albertine has reached a point in her training where she needs to visit a place called the Black Abbey, 7 days to the northeast of here. Yeah. There is apparently. The Knight's forces are being drawn away from here by various threats. It may not be safe for her here any further. We are inclined to escort her to the Black Abbey and keep her safe. What say you?
Oh,
Well, I do know that we have a bunch of bounties, and if we delay them, we will lose them.
Several of them are in the direction we're going. And we know the Raven Guard pays well.
It's roughly the direction, not exactly.
Zara, I feel somehow that the money is good, but escorting Albertine, it seems more important somehow. Do not ask me why.
I mean, you're allowed to feel like, the desire to be the hero to the lost maiden. I'm not going to fault you, Leopold. She was an attractive woman.
There is not that in it, Zara.
Oh, sure, whatever you say, Leo.
I
However,
think he's blushing.
we do have multiple contracts out for hunting these other bounties down.
Yeah,
It would be bad for our reputation as a organization to abandon bounties the moment something that could be more lucrative crops up.
we are not abandoning them. We are merely investigating other avenues.
Oh yes. So the cold trail shall become ice cold, and not even a whisper shall be left in the winds.
Well, it cannot be helped.
I mean, it could. We have a decision now to be made on whether we hunt the bounties that we've agreed to hunt, or we can abandon those bounties, get a reputation for taking the most important TM bounty that or mission that is offered to us, and losing the goodwill of the more common folk. I'm sure that they'd understand. The Ravens Guard themselves offered us a mission.
Well, we have contracts in that direction, Zara. Yeah. Can you show me a good reason to remain? No. We seem very much to have investigated the tombs and come up with as much as we are going to come up with.
We
An
still have
hour?
that missing Apollo Ranger.
She has left the city.
Yes, hence the word missing.
Heading east. And I'll have you know that east and northeast are very different directions.
There, but we can check along the way and find out if
Wait,
there
wait.
are any further traces of her.
wait.
I mean,
Eode,
each-
Hold on. Is there a time limit she must get to the Black Abbey? Perhaps we take the long way.
Ah, yes, the long way.
Yes, I have it marked on many maps. The long way, friends.
West.
They say it is 7 days travel. I do not know if that is a time limit. Mado, did the Grandmaster say he wished us to be there in 7 days, or just that it would take us 7 days to travel there?
He did not give us a time limit, just that he wished us to escort there to the Black Abbey
And
for
he wished,
further training as a divine champion.
and And he wished us to be covert. I think
That's why they're sending out 2 other night units with the same amount of people as ours, with a lady who looks almost like Aberdeen as decoys. But on the other hand, the long way around may also be another way to keep them off our trails
it may indeed.
instead of the direct route.
There you have it, my friend. We can follow more than one direction at once.
Well, looking at it that way, she's going there for more training, right? What's better than even more training?
In the field, as it were. Indeed.
We would set her in danger.
Yeah, but we would
No,
also
she's
be
already in
protecting
danger.
her.
Look at it this way. If anybody is trying to follow her trail, they'll expect us to go straight north. But if we go east and around, they'll be thrown off. I like the long way.
Well, 4 days east is where the hobgoblin was sighted.
And I think she might be interested in taking down the hobgoblin. After all, they were the ones that tortured her village.
My friends, do we take this or not? Aye or nay?
I am an I as long as we honor our other contracts as the priorities that they should be.
I
We
am
don't
in.
have forever to. 4 days east is now 5 days ago.
No,
And
the
each day that
distance,
we wait is another day that their trail fades into nothing.
it is the distance 4 days.
I have
Well,
no intention of letting the contracts go. We will follow them as best we can. But if we fail, we fail. That is all that we can only do our best. Yeah, aye or nay, Zara?
We can take her when we go to investigate the last known location of these bounties.
We can
And we
indeed.
can snake our way up and around until we get there.
That
If
is
that
so.
is the plan, then I am in agreement. If we're going to the Black Abbey beyond our other agreements, I'm an A.
We are not abandoning any agreements. We will do what we can. We have all taken contracts. They are all as important as each other. Iodi, what do you say?
Yodi would like to know which one pays the most gold.
if you take all of them, does it matter?
Then I vote for the long way.
Mador?
I will bring another answer to the Grandmaster.
Just a moment, my friend. You would say aye, yes?
I wouldn't have brought it to your attention if I think we wouldn't do it.
I was just being sure. Cal?
I'm worried about safety, but okay.
The Grandmaster says she is safest there. I am inclined to believe him. Edamir?
Sure.
Preacher?
Agreed.
Marisol?
I'm in.
There we have it. Mador, if you would be so kind, my friend, to speak to the Grandmaster and tell him that we agree.
Very well. I'll head out the door.
Muted again.
Once you come over to the Grandmaster, he's sitting with Albertine. Looks up at you and gives you a smile. Well, that was fast.
I told you it would be.
Very well.
We have agreed.
Excellent.
But we do not plan on taking the direct route. Will we? If anything is fallen, we'll try to throw them off our chill as much as we can, as we bring her to the Black Abbey.
Well, if I did not trust your judgment, I would not have wished to hire you for this job. I see, my friend, that you are heavily encumbered with several long weapons you need to be carrying. So,
I just carry two, a hammer and my glaive.
well, that being said, we wish to impart a gift on you. Yeah, nods over to one of the squires who comes running up with a pair of armored leather gauntlets with like steel armor on the outside and leather on the inside. And these will make your life a bit easier. The gauntlets can store up to 3 weapons inside of their magical whatever that is. And you can summon them into your hand immediately just by using the command phrase.
And the command phrase?
Something very magical and mysticky.
TM.
All right. In other words, you want me to come up with it. Okay.
Perfect. Lady Albertine is ready to travel. We have set up one caravan wagon for you with 2 oxen, in addition to 4 horses. This should allow you to bring whatever supplies you need and have the ability to react quickly.
And once we reach the Black Abbey, they know what needs to be done.
Yes. Be aware though, once you reach the Black Abbey, they are not equipped to take care of horses and mounts for long amounts of time. So you will have to bring the wagon and horses with you until such a point in time as you return to Ravensbridge.
Understandable. Do plan on spending my time there for a little bit if the party so lets me.
They seem like righteous people. The decoys will be ready in 5 bells. I hope the rest of you can be ready to leave as well.
I'll bring that forth to the group. Aberdeen, milady, are you ready?
Oh yes, I will come with you now.
Very well.
She rises, almost knocking her goblet over when her armor smacks into it. Not quite used to the bulk of being in plate armor yet. And then almost sweeps the Grandmaster's lunch off the table when she turns and her sword scabbard moves without her being aware of it. He seems used to this, though, because he just kind of lifts it nonchalantly over as the sword scabbard comes sweeping.
See, she still has much to learn.
Experience, well, it can't be taught.
Very well, milady.
She nods politely and follows Smuddor back to tower.
As we're heading back, I will chat with her about how much improvement I've seen in her skills.
Thank you. It's strange. It's almost like my body knows what to do, but my mind hasn't quite caught up yet.
Before you know it, it'll all be instincts. Trust me on that.
Well, I don't know. That lunch the Grandmaster was trying to teach me earlier was difficult.
The one where he disarmed you?
Oh no, that disarm. I don't think I'll learn that this time of Allersmith.
Well, we can work on it as we proceed where we're going.
Maybe by the Midsummer Festival of Coronas next year. I don't know.
We shall see. You know my morning routine, so you're always welcome to join in.
Oh, definitely. I'd love to. The Grandmaster says I need to master the War Spear before I can be a full member of the Raven Guard. But from what he says, I'm not supposed to stay in the city, even though when my training is done. Champions usually travel as knights errant once the time has come for them to, I don't know, go out and smite evil, I guess.
Your destiny, in other words.
Well, 2 weeks ago, I thought my destiny was to churn butter and find a handsome man to marry to get more cows for my family, though, upgrade.
And now look at you.
Yeah, she looks down at her very shiny plate armor and kind of blushes. Before you enter the tower to the smell of dinner being cooked.
Leo?
Yes, mother. Ah, welcome, Albertine. Please help yourself to our hospitality.
She kind of nods at Leo and seems tongue-tied being in a room with such a hardened veteran mercenary band. I was about to say veterinary band. I don't know where that came from. And then shuffles over and starts helping Marisol with the dishes.
Thank you.
I should help if I'm going to be traveling with you.
The Grandmaster wishes us to be ready within 5 hours to leave. That's when the other 2 decoys are going to be leaving. We have a oxen, cart, and horses as part of our caravan that we'll be using.
Brilliant.
Ah. Does Cal not like to ride? She seemed to have a problem with horses.
I don't know how.
Neither do I, so
Well, good thing we have a
we
wagon.
can always
then.
ride. We can always be on the seat of the wagons.
Indeed. I have in mind that Albertine will be in the wagon anyway, so we would need 2 strong fighters to be with her.
So that means we have 5 horses and a wagon then, because I also have a horse.
Five horses, the bird, the beer.
So we get the vulture.
The bird. Yeah.
I imagine Edemir will make his own way. He always did in the past. It remains only for us to find 4 riders.
Well, Yodi can ride Bill. I can take one of the other horses.
I will take one. Zara?
I'll drive the wagon.
Ed, you want a horse?
I already have a horse.
I do not know if Preacher can ride.
Me neither. But I am not sure there's a horse capable of carrying me.
Neither am I, my friend.
No, I don't think we should, the
I
poor
have
horses.
a horse that's capable of carrying you.
What?
Well, we can always leave the spares with the wagon, and then we have a change of horse if we need one.
Okay, question.
Yes, sir.
How much does Preacher weigh?
I'm going to say about 400 pounds.
Yep. Meaning, draft horse will be able to carry me, but a regular horse might be struggling a bit.
Light riding
Yeah.
horse would struggle. A war horse wouldn't really care too much about that weight.
I just summoned a phantom steed inside the building. See? I told you I have a horse.
Nice.
Yes.
Now, can you get him out?
Eventually.
Well then. So how many horses do we need then? Cal, Mador, and Zara will take the wagon. I will ride. Yodi will ride. Leo will ride.
I can attempt to ride. Not sure I can, but I can attempt it.
Hmm.
Then that
And
makes
we
four.
also know that Albertine is a skilled rider, so she might want to.
I can ride, yes.
Well, that's 5 horses and 5 riders.
As long as it is safe for Albertine to ride.
Why shouldn't it be?
Because we are meant to be hiding her?
Oh,
And
maybe
it's
not
very
on the horse out of the city. Maybe I should be in the wagon, but, once we're out there.
exactly.
Yes, I was mostly thinking of getting out of the city, so perhaps you could begin in the wagon and change your horse afterwards.
Well, if the other two decoys are going to be going as they said they're going to be going, most likely their Aberdeen is going to be out so that people can see that she is departing.
Or they will hide her like we do and pretend like, you know.
I could hide her for 5 minutes.
We'll
I'll
just
just shrink
put her
her into a
in.
tiny size, put her into somebody's pocket, and we'll leave.
We will do that if we need to get past someone, but I think if we're out of the city, it's more than enough to just put her in the wagon.
Keep it up your sleeve for now, Edemir.
Gotcha.
Because there might come a time when we desperately need to.
How long is 5 bells, Shoggy?
5 hours.
So
From
if
now.
Yeah. So if someone's up to the table, we can have some food before we go.
Oh, we're not leaving right away?
Within 5 hours.
Oh.
Time to eat and rest, as long as we are ready.
I will
Well, then
go and assemble some food rations for the journey.
you can have my horse for 3 hours then.
Thank you.
He'll only last 8 hours, so take good care of him.
Okay. Shogi, I go to find a squire and inquire about rations for a 3-week journey for the entire party.
Right. As you're currently in the employ of the Raven Guard, that'll cost you 3 gold pieces, which is very cheap for 8 people for 3 weeks.
Yep.
And if you want some, this is one of the older squires, probably the equivalent of an E4 in the Marines, and he kind of leans over to Preacher and like, yeah, and if you want some stronger stuff to drink in the evenings, if you throw in an extra gold, we can make certain that's on the wagon.
I'll throw in 2.
Ooh.
Make sure there's some extra black beans.
Oh, definitely. Black beans, yeah. Yep, we'll make certain there's black beans there. Yeah, gives Preacher kind of a sly wink and disappears. Right, so Cal's heading over to the smithy to repair her shield. She will have time for that.
Yeah, it doesn't need much, but it does have some scratches.
Yeah, what are the rest of you gonna do?
Do we have time to attach the striking rune to my gun?
I don't know if that's something Yodi's been working on since yesterday, but as I assume as much, I'm gonna say yes.
Brilliant.
Of course, that was the thing he was doing. Totally knew that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Me too.
I'm gonna practice using the gauntlets to summon my weapons.
Yeah, it's it takes some getting used to actually, as they just instantly appear. You spend some time getting used to actually grabbing them before they fall onto the floor.
All right. Well, I only have really two. No sense in me taking the Gursumy with me since I have a hammer and a glaive.
Yeah.
No point in not bringing it.
Albertine comes up to Cal when she's back from repairing her stuff and like, wow, this is some really nice banner you've gotten yourselves made. And I don't think that's the type of sword I've ever seen. And she nods at the falcata and the banner on the table.
That's not ours. We found it here.
Really? I thought this tower was abandoned.
It is, and it is not.
Because you guys are here right now, or because there's a lady in white that walks around wailing about her lost love when it gets dark?
White.
The latter.
What?
Well, we had that ghost story in my village, and then I heard that ghost story in the neighboring village, and I've heard it since I came to Ravensbridge as well. I think every place has a story about a white lady wailing about her lost love.
Haven't seen that, but there certainly is something here.
That
This-
legend is known.
The magic in this tower goes back at least 2 empires. It's probably why this tower hasn't deteriorated.
I heard one of the knights say that there's a ghostly knight in Caractère Chevaliers that appears on one of the village or city squares at midnight during Coronis, when Coronis celebrates the turning of the year, challenging anybody to a duel, and if you can win, you get I don't know what you get. Nobody's won yet, but suppose got to be something nice.
How long is it until Coronis?
Corona's turning of the year, about 4 months from now.
I'll be back.
That would be in the capital of Golden Glens, Caractère Chevaliers, however.
How far away is that?
Caractère Chevaliers is actually in, it's its own province, owned entirely by the king, but it is on the border of Nosans, where we are now, so it'd be only like 2.5 weeks of travel on foot, or less than a week on horseback.
All right, guys, I know what we're doing after this.
Eodi, did you find out what the banner and falcata was?
What? And he's tinkering with a gun right now. What?
According to Mador, these things are magical.
Oh, the sword? Ah, is a trinket. It will make you brave. It will make you strong. It will make all of your dreams come true. Pointy weapon, put it towards the enemy. It is nice. I do not know what the banner does, however. I need more time.
Take all the time you need, my friend. And I flip you another coin.
I always have
Can I
time for
lift-
coins.
Can I lift the banner and start waving it around?
You can, but it's not attached to anything yet. So you can kind of just hold it and wave it around like you would straightening out a tablecloth or something. And somehow you doubt that's how the magic in it's supposed to be loosened.
Do I see attachment points on this?
Yep, there are 2 attachment points made for either a lance or a pole arm, basically.
Can I see that lucerne?
Already brought out the glaive to see if I can attach the banner to it.
Yeah, wouldn't be too difficult. About an hour's work just modifying the glaive so it can get the banner attached.
Be careful, Mador. This banner was made by wizards.
But yeah, it's not too much work, and you have everything you need on the first floor to attach it. You can see Eodi fiddling with the gun, fastening the rune, kind of looking down the barrel of the gun to see that it's fastened straight. And
I have learned to
No,
just
no,
leave the
you only
room
the
while
other
he
way.
does that.
Which one goes
that
boom?
way.
This way? Perfect.
right, the 5th bell, unless anybody has anything else they want to do before you leave.
I'll do some training.
Arrives, and seems the city is or the lord and lady are also involved, because there are a lot of trading caravans, or just simple trade wagons leaving the city at the same time, even though it is actually you only have maybe 6 hours of sunlight left, so normally traders wouldn't leave at this time. But yeah, you find yourself sitting in the city for another 2 hours before you actually get out of it, due to the guards checking manifests and taking trade licenses and fees and all sorts of things. And they go through the same circus with you, although they obviously know that you're not actually transporting the grain that they keep loudly talking about.
We'll just go through the motions.
Naturally.
Can't you see now? The horse only has an hour left.
Right. Who is driving the wagon?
Zara will be driving the wagon.
Right. Give us a give us a deception check with advantage, since you're a smuggler.
Glad I got that advantage.
Yeah, it seems you can even hear people in the caravan behind you like, "Come on, we're transporting frozen produce here. Get that damn grain wagon out of the way." Although there's really no need to be worrying about the frozen produce. Snow is coming down pretty thick as you leave Ravensbridge. Going down the bridge itself and seeing out over the huge marshlands and bogs around and moors around Ravensbridge, it's almost beautiful seeing the sun set over probably thousands of small frozen lakes and rivers. Of course, it's not as fun after the sun sets, when you're still several hours from an inn and it starts getting real cold. Let me get my Celsius to Fahrenheit here so I can speak in American.
Yes.
It's cold.
I know, my friend.
Too bad you don't have fur.
Yodi would look very silly with fur.
Unless it was a nice fur coat.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You're not making me into a fur coat.
I'm not making you into a fur coat. I would never do such a thing.
I know
However,
some people have made some threats before about making me into some fur boots.
that would be a waste.
Yep,
Do
it's
not
about
worry.
it's about 25 Fahrenheit once the sun sets. That'd be -4 Celsius for people who speak in proper numbers.
I hand Yodi one of my extra cloak.
Yodi is made of fire. This is not a problem.
I know, but
Oh, you're made of fire?
Yes, and you are made of fur.
Here, catch. And I produce flame and I throw a flame at you.
Did he throw fire at me? Does he have to roll AC?
If he's going to do it anything except very playfully, yes, he's going to have to roll to
Very
hit.
playfully.
I mean, produce flame doesn't bother me, I'm sure of it, so maybe I'll do a little juggle and toss it to the side.
And yeah, as half of the party is sick, so I don't want to go an hour over with a fight today. We are going to call it 20 minutes early so that people can take their ibuprofen and go pass out. We will, however, be back next Sunday, and there may be some actual smiting of evildoers involved at that point. The YouTube video should be up by tomorrow, which would be Monday, the 5th of December, by evening of tomorrow night. And for now, however, we'll let Mr. Tolmar masterfully lead us into raiding somebody. You all stay safe, stay healthy, and be well. Be excellent to one another. Have a fantastic night. And I will catch all of you later.
Bye.
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 Yes, goodbye.
There we are, off to the Discord and cameras on for our usual after-session debrief. And it seems everybody